I have a lot of experience that, not everyone on our team has. And at the end of the day, I just want to impact winning is my biggest thing. It's always been my biggest thing in my college career is coaches are always going to play guys that impact winning. That's way more fun for everybody. It's winning games and, the morale is a lot higher than just, personal stats and all that kind of stuff.
This is the Pitino Show, hosted by Richard Pitino and Paul Fritschner, presented by Deer Park Roofing.
Welcome into another episode of the Pitino Show presented by Deer Park Roofing. And as always, make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to this or watching this right now, YouTube, audio platforms, all of that good stuff. Make sure you follow along. And we continue today in our Player Spotlight series. I'm Paul Fritschner, alongside the head coach of the Xavier Musketeers. Over to my left, Richard Pitino, and then also to my left today, Isaiah Walker. I'm very excited for this episode because I know a lot of Xavier fans watching this are going to be connected to you and that Walker name because of your dad having played here back in the early 90s. We're going to get to all of that in just a minute, Isaiah. But Coach, I'll start with you. How's everything going today? We were just talking before we came on the air about your family and getting settled here in Cincinnati and all of that still going on. So how's everything going on your end?
Yeah, it's going good. I mean, moving is never fun. And every time you do it, you keep saying why did I buy that? Why did I buy that? Throw that out, throw that out. But it's been good. I mean, I've got all three kids kind of acclimated. They're starting to meet some friends, all the camps and stuff and the opportunities that they get have really, really helped. You always agonize when you move about your kids, and they're so resilient and they meet so many good people right away. That's the beauty of this job really is it opens up a lot of doors for you. So the transition's been great.
Yeah, Jack's been doing all right.
He's been doing good. Yeah, he's been working hard on his Xbox. I challenged him the other day and he absolutely blew me out. So I gotta get going on college football because he's pretty good at it, and I'm not very good at it.
I was going to say, is he one of those guys who's sitting there building a dynasty? He's rebuilding a program?
Yeah, he's putting in the time. It's not a lack of effort on his part to become a good player. So it's amazing just this gaming stuff. They have these play dates where they will FaceTime and talk to each other. You got to be careful when you're a parent, because if you see one of your kids and you say something wrong, there's about an 80% chance they're on the phone with somebody. So he will be on the phone and he'll just be playing and they'll be talking trash and all this stuff. It's just a weird dynamic, but could be doing worse things for sure.
Okay, let me ask you this, because this might be a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When you watch him play a college football game, whatever, you hear it, because that game just took everybody by storm last year. As a college coach, and you're looking at this, and the fun thing is you take a low-level team, you build them up into a national champion. Is there anything at all as a college coach that you're looking at that and you're going, yeah, I kind of see this, or you're moving numbers around, or you're building a program that you kind of get a kick out of the public being open to it? It's
become way more realistic. And I don't play a lot of Xbox, but the dynasty stuff of how to, and again, we've talked over and over again about what the new job is. It's get as much money as you can and invest it wisely in people like Isaiah. And, so yeah, it's definitely more realistic than it's ever been. And it is cool as you get older. I work out, but I can't play basketball anymore because I don't want to hurt myself. But to play these sports, you get your competitive fix for sure.
Isaiah, you gamer at all?
Yeah,
I see you smiling along with this.
Yeah, I'm actually playing NCAA 26 college football right now.
All right, who's your program? Who are you building up?
I'm doing Road to Glory. I created a player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I created a quarterback.
I know that's you're either a Road to Glory guy or you're a Dynasty guy.
Yeah. I'm just trying out Road to Glory first.
All right. Well, Isaiah Walker, welcome to Xavier. It's great to have you here today. You spent your early years of your career at Belmont. You find your way up here to back home to Cincinnati. Went to Wyoming High School. My family lives right around Wyoming, so up there, familiar with the area. And it's great to have you here at Xavier. And you and I were talking right before you came on the air about your history here in this building, because your dad played here from 1990 to 1994, multiple NCAA tournaments. Longtime Xavier fans will obviously remember the career that he had. But being around that, you're familiar with this building. You've been to a lot of games in this building.
Yes, sir.
Let's start there. Let's start with maybe some of your favorite memories of being here, attending games, some of the things that you remember.
Gotcha. Well, we talked about probably my favorite game, maybe of all time, sporting event was 2016 versus Villanova. Big win. I think it was a top 5 matchup. Crazy atmosphere. So I remember that vividly. Also, Edmund Sumner's dunk versus UC in a crosstown shootout. Great moment. So those are two of my favorite moments. But I've been to countless games since I've been here. So.
Yeah, it was funny going back and thinking about that Villanova game because I got to pull up a picture because I think you and I were sitting right next to each other and we just didn't even know it. That was my freshman year at Xavier. But the moments that you have, and now to be able to experience that as a player, how excited are you?
I mean, it's unbelievable. It doesn't feel real until I actually get into a game and there's fans there and we got past the preseason and practice and stuff like that. But no, it's exciting. It's exciting, definitely, and it's exciting for my family too. They were sick of driving to Nashville to come watch me, so now they can just go 15 minutes up the road. So it's exciting for them too.
Coach, I'll turn to you on this. To have a player that has experienced Xavier and knows what this building is about, the history and everything. His family is very familiar with Xavier, obviously. What's that like to have a player like him?
Yeah, I think we talk about all the negatives of the transfer portal, and how cool is it that I'm assuming Xavier didn't recruit you out of high school because you probably, no offense to Belmont or whatever, but for him to work so hard to achieve, has a great career at Belmont, and then to achieve this opportunity to then, move up in the ranks and go to a dream type situation for him, to have his family become a part of it as he winds down his collegiate career, is really cool. And kind of what you talked about. I mean, in this different era of sports where you try to get them to understand the name on the front of the jersey still matters, and to have a guy in the locker room who understands that. I mean, I went to Providence College because my dad went to the Final Four there. It just, he didn't tell me to go there, and nobody really told me to go there, but it was just something just in my heart felt right, and certainly you could see that as well. What
attracted you to Isaiah in the transfer portal?
Versatility. We have an advanced analytics program that he graded really high on, and that's like efficiency. Played a lot on a winning team, can really play 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter, but just a very, very efficient basketball player who's been a part of a winning program.
Isaiah, what has the influence of your dad been like? Not just on coming here to Xavier and knowing that history, but just on your basketball career.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been honestly a huge role model for me, and just having someone that's been there, been through it, and he kind of just, I think he keeps me level-headed. Keeps me from getting too high in the great moments, getting too low in the tough moments, and he's always been preaching that it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Your college career, honestly, the whole thing's gonna be a roller coaster ride. So he's been, a great person to lean on, for sure. And I think, he's always stressed that don't play for me or for what I did, and you don't have to go to Xavier because I went there, but do what you want to do, and I'm gonna support you. So that's been awesome.
But it would be great if you ended up at Xavier.
But it would be great if you ended up at Xavier, and I could bring my old school gear out and everything, and go to the games. So yeah, he's excited.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah. What was the reaction like? Not maybe just in your family, but friends or people that you keep up with back here from home?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, people start hitting you up for tickets and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't even know how many I get yet, But no, it was really cool. It was really cool seeing the interaction and talking to people I haven't talked to probably in, a while. But that was really cool, and seeing people, I guess, have a familiar name. And I think what we touched on with the transfer portal, it's so hard for a lot of fans because they don't get the same player for 4 years now. So I think it's nice to have some sort of name they recognize a little bit. So I think it's a cool part of this.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking to Roddy Anderson later today, but having names, connections.
Yeah, right.
Coach, that's the nostalgia of college sports, right? That's building up that connection with the fans. That's what we're trying to do here on this show, is establish that. And I think having a player like Isaiah, for the fans to be able to establish that connection too, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, I think the kind of push-pull right now for us is you have a fan base that really, really cares as Xavier. And a lot of them have been fans for a long time. And there's a little level of frustration of there's new players every year. They're not coming for their degree, this and that. And they complain to me, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I didn't make the rules. But there's still some really, really cool storylines every single year if you just embrace it. And we've got a locker room full of them. And obviously to have somebody come here who grew up kind of around the corner somewhat, dad played here. understands just the value of it, Xavier and going here. And that's my biggest thing. Like, they're all getting paid. That's a factor now in recruiting for sure. We understand that. But the ball's going to stop bouncing at some point. And the reality is he's probably going to settle here. He probably thinks he's going to settle in the Bahamas or something. But realistically, you always seem to go back home. And if he's able to meet somebody who gives him an opportunity outside of basketball, maybe a Xavier alum, like, that's what really makes all this stuff worth it.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is protect what's important, and what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a Fifth Third Better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of Cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
Yeah. Have you kind of started to see that already coming back here in a couple months?
Absolutely. Just trying to take advantage of all the connections that we get as a Xavier basketball player in general, but especially Xavier. And like you said, people care so much about the program. So, always trying to do right by these people and just trying to, kind of get outside my comfort zone to meet some of these people. Because a lot of them are willing to do a lot for you. So I think that's an advantage that we have as basketball players at Xavier. So.
You talk about the academics, pursuing a degree, reading your bio. It's just all academic team. It's, academics clearly pretty important to you, Isaiah.
Absolutely. I couldn't be otherwise. My mom wouldn't let it happen. So it's just kind of been ingrained in me forever. And like you said, the ball's gonna stop bouncing. So I think, and I think I have more to offer just the world in general than just basketball. So I'm excited to eventually get into that. Depending on when it is.
I was gonna say, have you thought at all? Not to push it too quickly, but obviously, it's gonna happen, like you said. Have you thought about what you want to do after basketball?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know it's gonna happen at some point. So trying to embrace that. But no, I kind of want to open my own business at some point, like a physical therapy type business. And just I don't want to do the PT, but I want to manage it and run it, hire the PTs, all that kind of stuff. But I think the biggest thing for me is I want to make it affordable and put it in like a low income area, and offer it for teen high school athletes that are pretty underprivileged and typically don't have access to an opportunity like that, just to kind of hopefully level out the playing field because of the huge gap we have in finances just around our world, especially in our country. So I just think that'd be something cool that I'm passionate about. So
I mean, that's extremely impressive to hear.
Yeah, I was looking for like lunch when I was his age. He's got it, but that's what we talked about. Like, there's still great stories, even though people are transferring and doing all those things. And that's why you come to Xavier. Is I've had the opportunity over the summer to meet a lot of boosters and supporters who are just dying to help people like Isaiah. And all you have to do is like have a 5-minute conversation with him and hear him speak and hear what he's about. You're going to want to help him. And, I always tell the players, like, whenever we have people that come to practice, I always huddle them up and say, hey, shake their hand, introduce yourself, look them in the eye, because you never know who you're going to meet. And, these people are really wanting to help, and they're going to want to help somebody like him.
Looking at the Xavier alumni community, as far as basketball players go, any players, any former players, maybe from time that you've been around here that you keep up with or no?
Yeah, well, Brian Grant is my godfather, so okay.
I'd say you probably know him pretty well.
Yeah, I still talk to him. Jamal Walker, talk to him.
Okay.
Pretty often. A lot of them are my dad's teammates that I just have grown up around. So that's always been cool, kind of having those guys. And then obviously speaking to them more now that I'm here, and being able to see them at the games and kind of have some idea of who I'm talking to.
Did you know at all? Adam Kuckel played at Belmont. Did you know Adam?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I knew Adam from high school. I mean, because he was high school, wasn't too far from mine. And then obviously the whole Belmont thing. It's crazy how both those things happened. But yeah, no, I still talk to him kind of often. So that's cool.
Switch gears a little bit here, Isaiah. Talk about what your play is like on the court. What do you feel like your biggest strength is? What is your most important opportunity for you on the court to bring to this team?
Yeah. I think my biggest tool right now is like my experience. I've been a part of a good program that was a winning program where winning was the priority. We had a good culture. And I think I played a lot of minutes in my 4 years there. So I have a lot of experience that not everyone on our team has right now. And then also just, I think defensively, I can be used in a lot of different ways. And at the end of the day, like, I just want to impact winning is my biggest thing. It's always been my biggest thing in my college career is like, because I feel like coaches are always going to play guys that impact winning. So that's been my biggest thing. And just helping this team have a good year. Because I think that's way more fun for everybody. It's winning games, and the morale is a lot higher than just personal stats and all that kind of stuff. So,
Coach, how does he fit the defensive style that you're trying to implement?
Yeah, length, long arms, a willingness to do it. He basically told on himself because you can really tell what people are about, and what he said is very similar to kind of my mindset. It's like, is winning everything? Like, it's almost like you saw the Scotty Scheffler thing. Like, I don't know if it's everything, but it's a lot more fun if we all win. And, it creates these amazing memories, these bonds. I'm close with a lot of my former players, but I can tell you I'm really, really close with the ones where we had a lot of wins. And it impacts all their lives. So, he's been he was a little bit hobbled in the summertime with an ankle deal, but just a professionalism to him on both sides of the basketball, a willingness to defend. Older guys understand, like younger guys just talk offense. Like defense is a huge part of the game, guys. And your best offensive opportunities come from good defense. So, we do put a value in length, wingspan, height obviously is part of it. And he's got all those measurables.
I was going to say, how do you instill that defensive? Because it feels like at some point, guys just have to want to play defense, right? Guys have to just go out there and want to defend. Is there ways a coach you can instill that a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a consistency of the message. I think as I've done this now, this is year 14, like they're all looking at me to see how I act. Not necessarily about screaming, yelling, swearing. No, like who's he going to play? And I've got to show them what I value. And if they don't do what I value, you're not going to play. And it doesn't mean you're a horrible human being. It doesn't mean we hate you. But like, I've got to set the mission of what we're trying to do, tell them exactly how I believe we can get to that destination. And if you do what I tell you to do, you're going to play. Now, you got to be talented. Like, you can't just do but not airball every shot or like, there's levels of this thing. But Isaiah said it, like, if you impact winning, I'm going to look down at that bench in front of 12, 13,000 people, wherever we're playing, and I'm going to trust I could put him in or not. And that's what it comes down to. So consistency on a daily basis, a willingness to listen. But like, they're not going to know necessarily now because they've only spent a couple of weeks with me. But hopefully by the time the season starts, if somebody asks Isaiah Walker, what is Coach Pitino about? Like, what are you hearing him about? It's offense, playing with pace, sharing the basketball, defensively disrupting, getting deflections, things like that. That's what makes a good coach.
Isaiah, what attracted you to want to play outside of the Xavier connection? Play for Coach Pitino here at Xavier.
The playing style, just the pace, because I feel like that's more to my advantage rather than playing super slow. So I thought the pace. And then, my biggest thing is like he's won, and that's why I don't want to, go somewhere and lose for my final year. So I just want to go somewhere, where coach's main priority is winning, and he just said that. So I feel like it was a good connection there.
I'll ask you this: did you ever feel like in the back of your head you just really hoped you would end up here at Xavier at some point? I know you start at Belmont, but do you ever think like maybe one day?
Not really, honestly. I never thought I was going to be anywhere else. Like I thought, because I wasn't really interested in, transferring or anything like that. I thought I was going to be in one place my whole career. And I never thought Xavier was going to be a realistic option. But when it did happen, it's pretty crazy. And, looking back, like even just like, 3-4 months ago, I would have never thought that I'd be here. So it's crazy, but it's exciting now.
Outside of your dad, who is a role model, who is your biggest basketball, and it could be somebody you haven't met, could be an NBA player, who's somebody that you look to as inspiration in the basketball world?
My grandpa, probably. He had never missed a game until I obviously went to college, and he couldn't drive up and back to Nashville constantly. But he's the one who first put the ball in my hands, because when I was, starting basketball, my dad was overseas, so he was the first person to really, teach me basketball, and he's just always been been a support for me. He used to get me off the bus and we'd go shoot around. He was probably too old to be doing that then, but he would still be, he'd be playing. If he could play me now one-on-one, he would still try probably and think he could win. But he's just been a huge role model for me. So.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is protect what's important, and what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a Fifth Third Better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of Cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
The journey to move medicine forward takes an unwavering commitment to solving complex patient care. Innovative thinkers driven to change lives. A therapeutically focused contract research organization. A diverse team committed to comprehensive patient care. All leading to successful drug approval. Join the CTI team on our journey to move medicine forward.
Coach, when you're getting a player from Belmont, you're bringing your guys from New Mexico, you're bringing transfers from all over the country. What's the first thing that you have to tell them on day one to say, we are now here, we're a team, this is what we're going to do moving forward, and start to implement your message?
Yeah, you provide clarity of what you expect on a daily basis. Like, I wouldn't say I have a million rules by any means, but, being on time, right? Communicating. If you got a study hall tutor at 9 o'clock, be there at 8:55. Show a level of respect to everybody in the building. Understand that there's a spotlight on you if you're a Xavier basketball player. Don't take that for granted. How you operate on social media, being appropriate, language, treating your teammates, your coaches, everybody in the administration with a high level of respect. So, that's kind of the first meeting. It's not real long. We recruit good people. You have more rules when you don't recruit good people. That's really what it comes down to. But a lot of it is just being on time and communicating. Things are going to happen. Just don't go dark. There's so many people at their disposal here to help them. And then the basketball part of it is that's where the summertime is good. I always say the summertime is like the appetizer. It's not the main course, but it's a good way for them to kind of understand terminology, understand the style of play, understand how we do things. But he knows because he's played college basketball, it changes a lot. And it really changes that first exhibition game because not everybody plays the same. And now you start to see how they respond. And that's why coaches value retention so much, because I can go to Phillip and I can go to Jovan and be like, hey, remember we played at San Diego State? Remember we played at Utah State? You didn't handle this right, or you did handle this right. So you're trying to build it. Now it's changed. You don't have as much time. But every opportunity that I get to be in front of them, I try to be very, very clear. And if there's any gray area at all, if Isaiah doesn't know something, that's my fault. And I take that responsibility. I don't take that lightly.
I'm not sure when this episode is going to come out. The exhibition may be over by the time this episode comes out. But when you're looking at scheduling an exhibition, Murray State this year, is there anything you're looking for in an exhibition from a play style standpoint that you want a team that you're going to match up? Or is it just, let's get somebody that's available? How do you?
A little bit of everything. I mean, I think the schedule will grow as the program grows. I know it's weird to say we're building a program because Xavier's been consistently built for so long, but I inherited one player who didn't score a basket last year, and that's Roddy Anderson. I like him. I like our team, but every schedule will look a little bit different. Now that's becoming harder and harder because you don't really know what you got anymore. But for now, with scheduling Murray State, I look at it more as an opportunity to get into the Cintas Center and show them how we act on game day, show them how we act in the locker room, pregame, postgame, all those little things that maybe even I forget, even after going in the 14th year of doing this, where, oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. Or, oh, yeah, this is how we do pregame meal. Or this is how we do a shoot around. This is how we operate on the bench, in the huddles, things like that. So it's a dry run. And then obviously when the lights come on, just the basketball piece is very important.
What do you think is going to be your first thought when you run out onto the Cintas Center court the first time, Isaiah?
Probably like, man, this is a lot bigger than than Belmont. Yeah, I'm like, whoa. But no, it'll be cool though. Probably be some early jitters just going out and warm ups. But yeah, it'll be, once you touch the ball, everything will be fine. So,
Coach, anything else here for Isaiah before we wrap up today?
No, I mean, we're excited about him. Want him obviously healthy. Kind of talked a little bit about all the negatives that we all complain about in this world. You got a positive story right here as it pertains to the transfer portal. And this is not a guy who wanted to jump around. Belmont, 4 years. Didn't necessarily want to leave, but really values the experience, the opportunity that Xavier has to give him. High level of integrity, high level of respect. His family was awesome through the process. And, we know we've got a player with a lot of substance and cares about winning, And I think early in everybody's career, we get confused by things that don't really matter. And you got a guy here and a guy here that understand, like, do you impact winning or not? And he certainly does that.
Isaiah, before we wrap up, anything you want to tell the Xavier fans?
Yeah, no, I'm just so blessed to be here. And just grateful to take this experience day by day, man. I just, we're going to do what we can to put the best product out on the floor for you guys. So excited to see you guys when the season starts.
Absolutely. Well, I know your family and your friends are coming right down the road to be able to
deep for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Isaiah, thank you very much. Coach, as always, thank you. And this has been another episode of the Pitino Show presented by Deer Park Roofing. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this right now. And we'll talk to you next week on the Pitino Show presented by Deer Park Roofing.